So, hello dear students. Today we'll talk about modern technologies of nowadays. So, technology is the modern world, how staff workers and how various devices and systems came to be the evolution of innovation. So, playing experimentation, accidental discoveries, and many other technologies of our modern world. So improving upon what already exists to satisfy human needs and wants. A design based on failure analysis and calculations. Necessity is not always the mother of invention. The fundamental science that explains why stuff works, how people impact modern technology and how technology impacts people. So the first technology is created to satisfy human needs and wants. And we have a question. What is technology? Technology is not only artifacts such as computers, iPods, aircrafts, hybrid cars, digital cameras, bridges, vaccines, body implants, robots, sunscreen, lasers, phones, printers. And technology is also systems like waste water treatment, roads, fuel production, the energy grid, and water delivery. Technology is the know-how needed to design, maintain, and manufacture technology. Tools were used by human ancestors 1.6 billion years ago. As long as animals have been able to fashion tools, technology has existed, like this photo. So, to create technology is an ancient human endeavor. Here you may see in these photos children play with toys, and humans and primates create and refine tools. The act of tool making is much older and more natural than written language. Human involved alongside technology. Homo sapiens evolved into physically weak animals because of their mental ability to make tools and weapons, control fire, they construct shelter and clothes. Opposable sum, the ability to control and manipulate objects, not just build shelter. Why does creating tools and designing objects seem difficult to people when the process is inherently so human? Do we think that technology, high tech, have we become too specialized in our jobs that we no longer have to fashion tools, clothes, food products, furniture, shelter, spears, saddles, pots, etc. for ourselves? Therefore, jobs outside our expertise area seem foreign to us. Examples of early engineers: farmers, settlers, potters, weavers, tailors, blacksmiths, painters, artists, scribes, and cooks. Engineering in the 20th century. Defined as masculine institutions offering curriculum in the areas of technology and engineering, large organized and hierarchical enterprises employing many engineers, emphasis on the need to understand the underlying science in order to manipulate materials. Where is new technology found? Places of high productivity, allowing groups of people to devote their attention to technology creation. Good public education with incentives for studying engineering. Adequate energy and infrastructure for supporting businesses. Higher rates and an economic market that make technology accessible to all. Legal, political, and economic systems that protect intellectual property and promote innovation. How does technology develop? So, technology evolves. Devices and systems start simple and become increasingly more complex. Ideas are borrowed and poached constantly. Some new science is discovered and people think of useful ways to use this discovery. You cannot own or patent an idea. I think you already know about this person. So Sir Isaac Newton once said, "If I have been able to see further than others, it's because I stood on the shoulders of giants." Do you see a similarity between two pictures? So the first one is wood lace and the second one apple pillar cover. So learning about the workings of technology is about acquiring technological literacy. I think nowadays everyone has. So why is technological literacy important? The first, it gives one an understanding of the world and affects how we think, act, vote, and make decisions, increases our capabilities and effectiveness, teaches us that what we believe to be true does not have to be taken on faith. The goal of technology literacy is to provide people with the tools to participate intelligently in the world around them. So, technological literacy and the common good. It were the words of Thomas Jefferson. So, he said that, "I know no phase depository of the ultimate powers of the society, but the people themselves, and if we think them not enlightened enough to exercise their control with a wholesome discretion, the remedy is not to take it from them, but to inform their discretion by education. This is the true corrective of abuses of constitutional power." So, technology literacy and ensuring our democracy. If a nation expects to be ignorant and free in a state of civilization, it expects what never has and never will be. Light and liberty go together. If we want to ensure democracy, we have to participate in our government. In order to participate, we have to have knowledge about the issues at hand. More and more issues have a technological component of which we must educate ourselves. Now, some technological issues that depend on public's opinion, like as stem cell research, oil drilling in Alaska, biofuels as substitutes for fossil fuels, exposure to non-ionizing radiation, regulating emissions, genetically modified foods, type of warfare, utility deregulation, and local cell phone towers. Technological decision making is influenced by science, engineering, politics, ethics, law, economic markets, energy, the environment, and people. We can negatively influence technology with our ignorance, or we can be enlightened, informed citizenry that embraces technologies that we determine are mostly beneficial. So the course goals: to gain an understanding of the workings of some everyday technology, including assessing constraints and trade-offs. Understand that technology reflects cultural values and people shape technology. To ask questions about new technologies and to make informed decisions about technology, and to experiment with some basic laws of nature, and to debate the effectiveness of something, and the last one, to explain how and why something works. All technology has trade-offs, and nothing is black and white, and nothing is perfect. So it was yesterday's news that what are the trade-offs of technologies that allow a woman to give birth to 8 living babies. The trade-offs of DDT. DDT, it means trichloroethane, an effective pesticide, was introduced in 1939. DDT is very effective at killing mosquitoes, and so it was used to control the spread of malaria and other insect-borne diseases. Paul Hermann Muller was awarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine in 1948 for his contribution towards developing DDT. So there are some kinds of pictures relating on their so DDT being used in Africa to control malaria, and in this picture DDT being sprayed on Long Island in 1945, and here you can also see the Central Valley farm workers standing in line to be sprayed with DDT. So malaria starts. 41% of the world's population live in areas where malaria is transmitted. Each year, 350 and 500 million cases of malaria occurs worldwide, and over 1 million people die, most of them young children in sub-Saharan Africa. Malaria caused 10.7% of all children's disease in developing countries. Between 1957 and 2003, in the United States, 63 outbreaks of locally transmitted mosquitoes-borne malaria occurred. So, while good at controlling mosquitoes, DDT harmed worldwide and so persists for a long time in the environment. Biologist Rachel Carden published Silent Spring in 1962, warning us of the implications of indiscriminate spraying of insecticides without knowing the effects on the environment, particularly birds. So there you can get more information. And so it was at the end of the DDT story. The World Health Organization today announced a major policy change. It is actively backing the controversial pesticide DDT as a way to control malaria. A number of major environmental groups support the limited use of DDT, such as spraying only inside of houses once or twice a year. The types of use is supported by the Sierra Club in Environmental Defense. So I think you get more information today's PPT. Thanks for attention. Goodbye.